Hi there, and in this part we're finished with this little town here, so we'll be moving on to Route 3. And we'll see that in Route 3 has a few extra gameplay mechanics it wants to introduce to us. Those who have played the series before probably know what I'm talking about. But anyway, we find ourselves in this very lovely looking garden here, with a nice little Pikachu bushes here. And that's, yeah, they've got to work in their mascot somewhere, haven't they? Pikachu. No, the thing is, the first Pokemon game I ever played was Pokemon Yellow. So you would think I would love Pikachu a whole lot more, but no, he's a cool Pokemon, a good electric type. But honestly, out of all the starters in the series, he's not my favourite. Although I don't really have a favourite. Like, sometimes I lean towards the fire types, sometimes it's more the grass types, occasionally it's the water types. But overall, I tend not to like water types too much. And that's not to say I don't like them, it's just, when it comes to Pokemon, I find they're just, it's probably because they're blue. It's just, I know that sounds like a shallow reason, but to me blue is like a colder colour, a bit bland. I mean, I love blue on Sonic the Hedgehog, but I'm probably not making much sense. But that, and when it comes to water type Pokemon, they seem to be the type that's most based off animals. If you get what I mean. Like, a lot of their designs is just like a cartoony version of an animal. I mean, you could say that about a lot of the Pokemon, but with water types that seems especially true. Like, Seal is a seal. Krabby is a crab. Kind of obvious. A few water types I like, for example, is Tentacruel. I think he's a very underrated water type Pokemon. Gyarados is a very cool badass, obviously. Lapras I like as well. Again, that's because he doesn't look like an obvious animal. I think it's sort of based off Loch Ness, but and another one, well, Empoleon from Gen 4. In fact, I would say that's my favourite starter from Gen 4. But anyway, we're introduced to our first double battle here. And you can see there, I'll just double team them to defeat them quickly. And I think that's why a lot of people say double battles are kind of broken. You can get your two guys to attack one of their guys. But speaking of battles, oh wait, hang on a sec. I'm just learning Growth here. Now, Growth raises your special attack. And like I've been saying before, something I've been trying in this gen is to use these stat boosting moves. So as soon as a fight starts, I'll teach Cumberbatch Growth. I do Growth once, raises his special attack, and then sort of sweep the other members' Pokemon. But yeah, speaking of the aforementioned game mechanic, it's the daycare system. Pretty much speaks for itself. If you leave two Pokemon here of opposite gender and of the same egg group, like for example, all bug Pokemon tend to be in the same sort of group, it would leave an egg, and that can raise a new Pokemon. Now, of course, this was introduced in Gen 2, and I think they did that to show off these sort of pre-evolutions of that game. Now, I should point out, if you have a Pokemon called Ditto, the sort of pink amorphous blob thing, you can breed that with any of the Pokemon. So that's pretty much Ditto's main usage. And I do like that, because there are some Pokemon which aren't really too good at battling per se, but they do have other uses. Like Parasect, for example. He's got like 4 times weakness to fire and fly, but he's good for catching Pokemon. Knows lots of status moves, knows False Swipe. Another example would be Ordino. I'm not sure if you can use that Pokemon in battle. I mean, I'm sure you can, but what could you do with it? But saying that, when I fought Ordino in this game, it seems like a very resilient Pokemon. It's essentially like another version of Chansey or Blissey. And another one, in Gen 4, we got Bibarel, the sort of beaver Pokemon, which I'm not too keen on design-wise because it looks goofy. But on the other hand, it can learn like pretty much a lot of HMs. It's a normal water type, so it can learn Strength, Rock Climb, Rock Smash, Waterfall, Surf. So, that Pokemon's good for a HM slave. But anyway, we're fighting Lillipup here, and sadly you can see that either Lillipup's got good defense, or Tim Curry's fairly weak at this point. Anyway, I do like Lilliput. He's a cute little dog, fairly fluffy, based off a Scottish Terrier or a Yorkshire Terrier, I'm not sure. Now this is Munna, the Pokemon we met in the Dream Yard. Of course, it's a Psychic type, and I've got my Dark type, so a very good advantage. Yeah, again, you can see it kind of looks like a little embryo, sort of. Which it's kind of a bit creepy in that sense, but I guess it's meant to be like an incense Pokemon. It's spraying its sleepy juices. It's sleepy gas, whatever. And of course, I do feel slightly cheap because psychic moves have no effect at all on Dark types, which I'm trying to work out. Does that make Dark types slightly overbalanced or slightly overpowered? I mean, did you have to make it so psychic attacks have no effect at all? You couldn't just make them not very effective. And I guess while we're on the subject, when it comes to the free starters, they tend to pick like a triangle of fire, water, grass. And when Gen 2 came along, and I saw like their free starters, even as a kid I thought to myself, are they doing fire, water, grass again? Why not try a different trio, like fighting Dark Psychic, or something, or fighting Dark Ghost? And I seem to be the only person that noticed this. It's like every gen has fire, grass, water as a starter. And it's gotten to the point where that's just the standard. People just expect it. And when a game series does it 6 times in a row, I can't really say, oh, not really. Now, granted, the spin-offs, they've actually used the Eevee as a sort of starter. I can't remember which one, but I think one game gives you an Eevee as a starter, and another one gives you a choice between an Umbreon or an Espeon. So I guess at least they try something slightly different. But saying that, I've come to just learn to accept they're going to have fire, water, grass every generation. And put it this way, even if you don't have fire, water, grass Pokemon as starters, they're going to have to design those types of Pokemon anyway, and they're going to have to be good. So at least if they're forced to be starters, if you know what I mean, then when they do make the fire, water, grass Pokemon, they'll make them good, you know, with good stats and good designs. Yeah, so essentially we've got fire, water, grass as starters, but we're going to have those types of Pokemon anyway, so they might as well make them good. Now this little kid here has got a Pokemon, although I do have to wonder, is he 10 years old? Because you need to be 10 years old to to be a Pokemon trainer, apparently. And these 3 kids here, they use the sort of pan-paw trio. Now something I'm not sure if I mentioned before, but this generation actually introduces like 150 Pokemon, maybe 151 or 2 or whatever. Whereas the other gens, they introduce like 100 new Pokemon. And I think that's another reason why I really like this generation. It's it feels fresher. It feels like you're not going to run into Geodudes and Zubats constantly. I didn't like that in Gen 4, when in caves I was walking into Gravelers and Geodudes, and Machokes and Zubats. Nothing against those Pokemon, but it's like, this is like Gen 1. This reminds me of Gen 1 when I'm walking in the caverns. Anyway, Wendy here. Now, a fact to know about the name Wendy is that that name was actually invented in the Peter Pan novel. You know, the little character of Wendy. Before then, that name didn't exist. Anyway, we have Panpour here. We have Pansear here, who's the fire version. Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. If you want a fire type, he's definitely worth checking out. He kind of looks a bit derpy, I guess, with his sad eyes. And he has sort of a quiff on his hairstyle. It's like he stole his hair like a greaser. But like I said before, my favourite types of the elemental monkeys is the grass type, semi-sage and pan-sage. But I already have a very cool grass type in this game, so I'm keeping my superior, my civvy, if you will. And he learns Fury Swipes, which I teach him. I'm not really bothered about this attack, if I'm honest. I'd rather him learn a Dark attack. Honestly, when we get to the point when he learns Night Slash, then he becomes a lot more useful. Yeah, I'm in the sandpit. Hey, we've always wanted a Pokemon sandbox game. I'm terrible, I know. Okay, that ain't no Hyper Beam. So I'm a ghost type, it's got no effect on me. But I do like this kid because he uses a Pan-Sage. And I do like this guy, and something I've mentioned about the designs, I think, is that the Pokemon in this generation just seem more colourful. Like I look at Gen 4, and if you look at all the Pokemon they introduced in that game, there's a lot of blue Pokemon, a lot of blue and grey Pokemon. And this one is like red and yellow, and there's green here. Very nice. But anyway, I'd say Pan-Sage and Simi-Sage are my favourite elemental monkeys. Mainly because of the design of Pan-Sage's next form. What am I talking about now? Oh yeah, Pan-Sage. No, Simi-Sage. I'm getting my Sages mixed up. Well, they did introduce 6. That's my defence. Wee. Yeah, I'm playing on the slide. Wee. But anyway, we'll do something else in the next part. Join me again, please.